Ben, what's going on?
What's going on? Well, I'm wearing a green t-shirt. I'm wearing green glasses. I'm sitting next to a green Spritz Society pickle by Clausen. Just gorgeous set of cans, unlike these cans. These cans. We did an unbelievable collaboration that blew up the internet. It blew up press. I don't know. It was pretty crazy. We made a pickled wine, and it's somehow delicious. So that's what's new with me today. What's new with you?
Did we sell out?
We
Very
definitely
close?
we definitely will by the time this podcast comes out. But we're close.
Wow.
But we're close on day 2. We're really
That's
close.
huge.
Yeah, it's amazing, and you can still. I don't think you'll be able to grab it by this time, but potentially you can get it next time by going to spritzsociety.com/ClausenPickle and putting in your email address. And if we re-release it, you can be first in line for the re-release. But yeah, we're close to selling out. We had an amazing event last night. You were missed. Yeah, it's been just a hell of a 24 hours. But
I'm just gonna come out and say it. I fucked up getting sober.
here's the deal. You didn't f up getting sober. I'm very, very proud of you for the journey that you're on.
For
And-
my kids,
And
for my wife.
And honestly, well, I'll make you next time I come, I'll make you a mocktail version. We'll get Clausen pickles. I'll pour some pickle juice into a cup of seltzer, like soda water, and it probably won't taste anything like it, but I will lie to you and pretend that it does.
Listen, I'm not dying to drink pickle water if it's not getting me shithoused, with all due respect to the new drop.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
that being said, I do love a pickle. It sounds fabulous. My sister-in-law tried it the other day, and of course I didn't screw up getting sober, but I will say that they have dropped the new drops in the last 15 years since I've been sober, from Heineken with lime to Molly to K2 to bath salts. There's just so many things. You see a new restaurant in your neighborhood and you're like, I wonder what, Asian Indian fusion tastes like. It's how I feel about Molly.
Everyone's becoming very inventive. I would agree. And it is a shame. But, they've also become very inventive in other areas, The new coffees that are out in market. Originally, there was just regular coffee. Now you have like a nice latte. You have those La Colombes. You have all that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Everything's inventive.
Yeah, there's nitro cold brew, and that's it.
No, you have.
They don't have
you
anything
cold
else
brew.
good.
You have cold. You have cold brew.
Woo!
What's your coffee order?
I'm black.
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
ice black.
You wouldn't even mess around with an iced red eye. You like that shot of
Sure,
espresso?
that's-
You would.
An ice red eye is just black coffee. It's just an iced coffee with a shot of espresso in it, right?
Correct. It's just a cool name. It's just. I feel cool. Like I walk in, I feel like I'm James Bond. I'll take an iced red eye and your number.
I'll tell you what I love in LA. We have these Asian donut places, and basically it's just it's kind of the equivalent to a West Coast bodega, right? So it's a mom and pop type setup. It tends to be predominantly Asian. Delicious donuts, usually like some kind of sandwich offering, but they brew this ice. It's usually Vietnamese iced coffee, and they brew this shit, and then you put some Coffee Mate French vanilla, real scumbag, bottom of the barrel, hospital vending machine creamer in that coffee. I love it. I love trash coffee. I love McDonald's coffee. I love Dunkin'. I love it all.
Trash.
By that
yeah.
I mean Dunkin's outstanding, because I know they're thinking about promoting on the Good Guys podcast. So I take that back in a big way.
Trash coffee is delicious. It just needs to be strong. I can't
Yes.
deal with weak coffee. There's just no point. Have you ever understood the person that drinks decaf? Who's drinking
No.
decaf and why? Are there really that many people that just like the taste of coffee?
I do like the taste of coffee, but it's the same people that drink near beer or O'Doul's or 0%. I'm like, for what? I'm drinking for effect. Do you like beer that much?
It's just so weird. But at least with the non-alcs, there could be there's an argument to be made that you want to like have something to drink in a social setting. Maybe. That said, wouldn't you also like don't you like a Shirley Temple? Shirley Temples are delicious.
Oh my God.
Or a great ginger ale. I love ginger ale. Contrary to popular belief, I love Spritz Society, but I'm not the biggest drinker outside of that. Like I love, sure, like a glass of wine, but honestly, give me a strong ginger ale. What's your favorite ginger ale brand?
I'm a Canada Dry girly,
Interesting.
but I'll chill with a Schweppes.
I like Seagram's too. It's interesting that you said Canada Dry first. Have you ever had the cherry Canada Dry? That big,
You give me
that big red bottle. You know what I'm talking about.
Brother, I like anything special edition, my boy. So yes, I love it.
So good. It's so good. That like it's the huge bottle. The cherry. It's so delicious. Ooh, God.
My wife is like the queen of the classic. Like she likes things straight down the middle as they've been for 100 years. And I'm like, maybe we should try the orange twist Coke Zero. And she's like, jump off a bridge. She won't
even try it?
She will, but almost always it's just not for her.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. It's funny that I said that to you as if my wife likes to try anything. She won't even try it? Like, no, Claudia will not try it. She won't. But if it's a Diet Coke variant, I think she'd try it. She'd try it.
Is there anything as of recently... Wait, before we leave coffee, and then I want to go to Claudia. Do you love... I stayed a lot, you know, I do these college gigs, and a lot of times I'm in these like sort of random cities. And so as a proud Marriott Bonvoy member, hopefully a future advertiser on the podcast, I know they inquired. God, I'm good at these ad reads. Almost as good as Hero Bread at hero.co/good guys. You can get yourself tortillas, buns. But I love staying at like a Marriott, Fairfield, Marriott Spring Hill Suites.
Ooh.
And you come downstairs in the morning and they've got a gorgeous continental breakfast set up with all you can drink coffee, cereals, yogurts. It's not high end, but it's good enough for old JP. You like that, Ben?
Love.
You like that?
Love.
Yes.
I love anything that's compliments. Give me anything. I'll love anything.
Yes.
But it is really, really nice to be able to go downstairs and get a hot cup of coffee. That's what I like a lot about Mr. C. Even though, for whatever reason, I feel like people don't stay there. Why don't people stay at Mr. C?
The Beverly Hills Hotel where you stay on Pico?
Yeah.
It's a little bit out of the Beverly Hills city limits, but it's nice.
I'm just saying, you go downstairs, you get a hot cup of coffee. Nothing like a Fairfield Marriott, but still delicious. Still delicious.
It feels a little bit like home, and I get in my rental car and I think I'm a different guy. I'm not, Celebrity Ben Soffer's co-host, B-list celebrity Josh Peck. I'm Josh from Cleveland, and I live just more of a normal life. That's how I feel when I get into like a Ford Explorer and I'm having Fairfield Marriott coffee.
And isn't that life arguably better?
Not arguably, it's better. And we'll get into it. I'm getting my eyes done tomorrow, so this is a big, big episode. So say goodbye to these, you fucks, you writing, you mean bastards. You all wrote comments about my eye bags. It gave me a thing, and now I'm getting them fixed. This is your fault. I should have done a GoFundMe to make you all pay for this. 10 G's, my friends. 10 G's, and we're in a strike, and this is what I'm wasting money on.
No, but we need to leave in the rant. That said,
yes.
Is 10 grand expensive for eye surgery? I'm not sure. It seems too cheap.
I'd get it on a Groupon if I could. No, it's exactly how much it should cost. It's no big deal. And I'm being honest about it, and it's very minimal, and you probably won't even notice it, God willing. But my friend did bring up the God forbids of the God forbids. He's like, but what if, with any surgery, something went crazy wrong? And I would say, well, then I will have an incredible malpractice settlement and I'll be able to get out of this big, stupid business of mine.
True. And podcast, mostly audio. We'll put a brown bag over your face. It'll all It'll be fine. It'll
No,
be
I'll just do
fine.
the podcast like this. So, Ben, what are you nuts? I was just always like surprised.
So you're going under tomorrow. Are you scared?
You know, I was
Have you been
scared,
under
and
before? Have you had surgery?
a couple times.
Okay.
Have you? Oh,
I have.
yeah, for your brain
I have,
thing,
yeah,
your
my
brain
neck.
surgery.
Back here. Cranium
Only-
and sinuses.
Adenoids?
Yes, I had my tonsils and adenoids removed at 3 months.
3 months old?
Yeah, I couldn't breathe.
That's
Apparently,
the most
apparently,
that's
like
the
I
most
just
Jewish thing I've ever heard.
apparently I could not breathe. I'm just like in the cradle. Like it's almost like somebody was putting a pillow over my face.
I just imagine you as a 3-month-old Jewish infant going, go, 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 go. That's so good. Go, go, go. Oh my God. That's
I need
crazy,
milk.
dude.
But yeah,
Wow.
I did 3 months. Fun fact. I've had a bunch of surgeries.
Wow.
Surgery's great.
Oh my gosh, I love Element. I love it. I drink it every day. I just finished mine. I had the orange flavor today. And let me tell you how important it is to replenish your electrolytes. Because I know what you're thinking. I drink enough water or blah, blah, blah. Is this like a ruse? Is this just what like healthy social media is telling me I need? No, you need to replenish your electrolytes, whether you live a very active lifestyle, you work out, or maybe you just like have a glass of wine here and there. I promise you, this is such an easy thing you can do for yourself. And you can wind up feeling better, more refreshed, just your best self because you're properly hydrated. And what's cool about Element is that it's got a science-backed electrolyte ratio. So it has 1,000 milligrams of sodium, 200 milligrams potassium, great for cramps or anything like that, and 60 milligrams of magnesium. So you're going to be sleeping like a baby, babe. At least that's my experience. I find magnesium helps me with sleep so much. So if you know you need electrolytes, you want to get it from Element, right? Because it's just tasty. It's an electrolyte drink mix with no sugar. It works in a keto diet, a low carb diet, paleo diet, all of it. But there's no sugar. There's no artificial ingredients, no gluten, no filler, no BS. I just love being able to like crack it open, throw it in my water in the morning, makes it delicious and fun to drink. And I know I'm doing something good for me. And by the way, NBA, NFL, NHL players, high achievers, they're drinking Element too. So right now, Element is offering my listeners a free sample pack with any purchase. That's 8 single-serving packets free with any Element order. It's a great way to try all 8 flavors or share Element with a salty friend. Get yours at drinkelement.com/goodguys. This deal is only available through my link. You must go to drinklmnt.com/goodguys. Element offers no questions asked refunds. Try it totally risk-free. If you don't like it, share it with a salty friend and they will give you your money back. No questions asked. You have nothing to lose. I love Kiwico. Max Peck loves Kiwico. Shy Peck loves Kiwico. We are a family who loves Kiwico. If you have a kid in your life, a nephew, a neighbor, a little neighbor boy who you like smile at when you walk down the hallway on your way to like some 4 a.m. bar that you're going to stay out to and make bad decisions. And you're like, about 12 hours ago, I crossed paths with a sweet little kid and their parent. And I thought like, maybe I need to get my life together. You owe that kid a present. And that present should be Kiwico. Right? Look, summer's a time to make memories with your kids. And whether you're staying home or heading out, Kiwico invites kids and kids at heart to celebrate the season of discovery. Look, you're going to get a subscription box. That's right. A box is going to come it'll come every month. And if you gift it to someone once a month, that kid is going to get the greatest surprise in the mail. They are going to be so hyped. My son literally starts doing breakdance moves when he sees his Kiwico. And it's awesome projects that are created by you know, scientists and educators and engineers, and it's hands on. So it's something that they can work on that isn't a screen, and it's not frustrating. It's like easy enough that they can figure it out, but also keeps them engaged for like longer than 5 minutes. Which, if you're a parent, you know most kids after 5 minutes they're over it. My son had to build this like cool little like it was almost like stained glass, but it was, it was made out of like plastic, but he got to do this really cool like stained plastic sort of art project thing, and then it was like an installation. Like now it's in his playroom, like near the window, and we love looking through it. Or the other day he got to build himself a costume. He also loves that there's a bottle rocket kit because the kid is just, what can I say? He likes all the things. He's just total kid. And there's no commitment. You can pause or cancel anytime. There's something for kids of all ages. Each box is geared especially for the kid of that age range. And you can have an awesome summer with Kiwico. So get 50% off your first month plus free shipping on any crate line with code GOODGUYS at kiwico.com. That's 50% off your first month at KIWICO.com. Promo code GOODGUYS. It's funny. My buddy who's in recovery just had a vasectomy last week. And so after 10 years sober, he had to take a Valium because he's awake during the procedure. But the doctor was like, I want you to take this so you relax because it's, kind of in a very sensitive area. And he took it and he called me while he was being driven by his wife to the surgery. And he goes, bro, I'm about to go get another vasectomy if I get to take Valium. He's like, he's like, I'm going to find another surgery to get, dog.
That is hilarious. That is hilarious. I'm assuming you're going completely under. This isn't local.
No, but it's like a twilight. So it's what they'd put you under if you're getting your wisdom teeth removed. So it's, it's not general anesthesia.
I completely forgot. I've had my wisdom teeth out. That was the single worst day of my entire life. It was exactly that. You're completely awake. I could hear them crunching as they're removing my tooth because they took it out in like 9 pieces. And it's, oh my God. I just like was literally brought back to this moment. I'm laying there completely awake. Pieces of my teeth are coming out and I can't do anything about it. Not to say that's going to be what it's like for you tomorrow.
No, thanks, Ben. You really know how to put me at ease.
I'm sure it'll be completely different.
Wait, you didn't get put out? I mean, I know you don't have to, but they didn't give you anything to kind of like, any Valium, anything to kind of like calm your nerves?
But I heard, I felt nothing, but even when you don't feel pain, you still feel...
You feel pressure.
Exactly. So
that's wild.
Yeah.
I was knocked out. So what they do, like if you get a colonoscopy or if you get, your wisdom teeth removed in a civilized society and not in wherever the you got it removed, they put you in it's like propofol. It's that magic milk, baby. It's that hot Michael Jackson, and it kind of puts you out, but not in like a deep general anesthesia where they have to put a breathing tube in and breathe for you, basically.
Yeah, no. I was out, but I was awake enough that it was terribly uncomfortable. It was terribly uncomfortable.
Did they what was I going to say? Do you think it was a mistake that I watched the surgery already on YouTube that I'm getting?
Probably. That said, now I want you to film it, and we're going to start a Patreon, folks. It'll be our first ever Patreon episode. $5 a month, you get to watch Josh have eye surgery. And I will narrate the entire surgery. How about that?
That would be amazing. And the reality is here, guys, is that we're going to start a Patreon soon because as much as we love doing this podcast, if it doesn't start netting us some more scratch, it's over, guys.
It's over. So it's going to be, the choices were Patreon or OnlyFans. And Josh and I have decided that we have a few years to go before we show our schmecks for cash. So that could come down the line, but not today. Let
me ask you, if you had a really good friend who said, you know what, I decided to do OnlyFans, a guy friend or a girlfriend, let's not gender it, but you had a really good friend and they were like, I've decided to do OnlyFans with my face in it, and I'm projected to make like a good living, not like 10 emojo numbers, but like, a couple $100,000 a year. And it's just easier. And I think this is the route for me. Do you support them? Do you judge them? Does it change the way you look at them?
I 100% support them.
Mm.
I think that as of right now, like, of course, I know what my friends do, but it's not like I go to my friends' work and watch them work. So if my friend was on OnlyFans, I'm not on OnlyFans. I'm not watching my friend. So like ignorance is sort of bliss, right? It's different if your friend is incredibly famous and this somehow ends up impacting you. But if this is like a regular, normal friend, thinks that if they hop online and show their schmeck next to maybe a banana or next to an apple, maybe they do something like
I would do it next
my
to a
wiener's bigger than this fruit. They show a blackberry. They show a blueberry.
I would do it next to a chapstick. So, for scale. So I really look.
Chapstick.
Wow.
Exactly.
Yeah, I'm not doing a banana. What do I hate myself?
Maybe it's a mini banana and you're tricking the people. Have you seen those little bananas?
Now that's a good idea.
Right? So yeah, I don't think I would have an issue unless it affected me personally. You?
Shout out to my boy Len, who's the one who got a vasectomy last week, where he said when the doctor was doing the surgery, he had on like the doctor like microscope glasses that they wear. And he said to the doctor, "Hey, can you get a pair of those for my wife?" That's pretty good. Shout out to all us small guys out there. I'm just kidding. I'm very average. I don't know why I got insecure when I said that. I don't want to put that out there.
I was going to say only guys that have small wieners say that they're average. I think you've got a big hog over there. Big hog.
In reality, I'm doing fine. Like
you're doing
fine.
You're doing
but
fine.
I don't know how to be that guy who's like, yeah, that. I have that. Right?
Do you know anybody that's
Sorry,
broken
Marshall.
their penis?
I'm sorry you have to listen to this podcast. I'm getting uncomfortable. Sorry. What, Ben?
Do you know anybody that's broken their penis?
No, I've just heard about it in myth.
I was with some friends over the weekend, and they mentioned to me that in the gay community, it is actually quite common for a broken penis. And the way my jaw dropped, I snapped, and all of a sudden it's like a meat hook. It's hooked, and I was flabbergasted. Are you Googling broken penis?
I'm just Googling broken penis facts to find out more, because I've heard that. So basically,
it's real.
If your penis is engorged, then and a wrong sort of motion happens where it stops short, then yeah, it can bend
like if
and,
you're
like,
incredibly
break.
erect, you're trying to make the subway, all of a sudden the doors close and your penis rams straight into the subway doors.
Which leads me to one of my favorite jokes, which we will be cutting this out. What happens to a Jewish guy who walks into a wall with a full erection?
He hits his nose. Boom.
Bang, boom. Perpetuating stereotypes. Welcome to the good guys.
We're not cutting that out. It's gorgeous. But it's funny thinking about it. I don't know what that's it like. Yes, it says that Jews have big nose, but it also could be saying that Jews have small penises.
I think it's both. I think it's mean on two. It's dual level mean.
I think it's dual level funny. I think it's a great joke.
A penile fracture occurs if one or both corpora cavernosa rupture through the tunica. Okay, whatever. When your erect penis is knocked or forced to bend. Penile fracture is rare. The exact number of men who experience a fractured penis is unknown, but it probably occurs in 1 in 10,000 or 1 in 100,000 men, or 1 in 3 friends of Brian Kelly. Shout out Points Guy.
Literally.
Wow. I want to get I feel like we would be remiss if we didn't look up. Okay. Oh my God. Here's how you know. Signs and symptoms of a penis fracture. Immediate penile pain, a popping or cracking sound, rapid loss of erection. Well, I'd hope so. Swelling in the shaft, discoloration of the shaft, and Yeah, that just seems all bad. I can't even imagine how you'd repair it. It requires immediate or medical attention. Might need an ultrasound. Surgical repair is typically recommended, and if you don't treat it, you could have a curved hog or permanent inability to get or keep an erection for the rest of your life.
Terrible.
God forbid.
Terrible.
God forbid.
The
Bad,
scariest part of what you just said is discoloration of the shaft. I think I could
Yes.
deal with seeing something crooked. If I looked down and my penis was yellow, I would absolutely drop dead. I would drop dead.
Are there are there and I don't mean to be too suggestive here. Is there something that would turn off your wife? And I'll tell you, like for my wife, is there something referencing canoodling that if you said or did that would your wife would immediately be like, get away from me? Like if I called my member my shaft to my wife, she'd be like, don't look at me for 2 to 3 weeks.
For sure. The same. I think that whatever Paige would think, Claudia would think the same. Claudia would think the same. Yes, shaft is definitely that's not a sexy word by any means.
No, but it's also like I'm always amazed at how different we are because we could be in like the height of a terrible fight, and yet there's always a part of me that goes, yeah, but we could still hook up because hooking up is awesome, and then we'll pick the fight back up after, and it's like that has been so clearly sort of relayed to me that no, there's no separating it. If we're in a bad mood, then it's not happening.
I think I'm with Paige on this one. I think Claudia might be with you on that one.
Really? Shout out, Claude.
Yeah. If I'm in a fight or if I'm upset about something, I can't be romantic while upset. I don't know.
We've talked about this before, and that's because it's great. And that's Hero Bread. I just love it because it tastes like bread. And yet it's got all the goodness of bread. You're not going to be like feeling like something slightly off or the flavor profile leaves some weird like aftertaste and none of it. You're just going to be like, this is delicious. But here's the good news. It's got fewer calories than the leading national brand and 5 grams of protein per slice. Oh, by the way, it's 0 gram sugar per slice and ultra low net carbs. What else is there to know? But it's so good. It's delicious. It's scrumptious. My son loves it, especially because it's like it's soft, it's fluffy, and whether I'm like toasting up or frying up some of the bread for like a little, indulgent French toast thing on a Sunday, or using the tortillas for a wrap or the buns, whatever it is, they've got you covered. I'm so hyped on Hero Bread. I can't even tell you. And here's the best part. If you listen to Good Guys and you go to hero.co, you're going to get 10% off your first purchase. That's right. So visit hero.co and use code GOODGUYS at checkout for 10% off your first purchase. They've got you covered. That's hero.co. Use code GOODGUYS for 10% off your first order.
I have a pretty good what are you nuts. Is it too early to do a what are you nuts?
No, never too early.
Okay. So on my way here, I stopped in this lovely place where I occasionally get salads, maybe a sandwich. It's one of those like nice shops. And I picked up a tea. I didn't, I had drank a couple of cups of coffee today. I didn't want anything overly caffeinated, but I wanted something. So I picked up a hibiscus tea. I drank half the tea, right? Half the tea. And then I drank half the tea, and then I decided just to look at the back. I was looking for a nutritional fact panel, right? I was just curious. And the front is, it's a homemade hibiscus tea. Organic green tea, organic hibiscus, organic lemon peel, and natural yuzu. I look at the back. I guess because it's homemade, there's no nutritional fact panel. There's a warning. Okay, you ready for this? Warning, big letters. This product has not been pasteurized and therefore may contain harmful bacteria that can cause serious illness in children, the elderly, and perhaps persons with weakened immune systems. What are you, nuts? I got a tea. I'm drinking tea. I didn't sign up for this. I drank half of it and I looked at the back. I'm not drinking the rest of it. Why?
Right.
Like, if I need a warning label on a bottle of homemade tea, it's just not worth it. Keep your tea, keep your label. I want nothing to do with it. Nothing. What are you, nuts?
That's a great, it's so true. And it's probably because it's homemade that they have to have this like disclaimer.
Exactly, because like the owner and his wife boiled the pot of tea in their kitchen on their stove, made it iced, filled the bottles, and it's fine. It's totally fine. But don't tell me that the tea that I just drank that I bought from you for $4.50 can make me sick. Like, I'm already as neurotic as it is. I gulped down the tea. Terrible.
That's so true. My wife and I, how about this? We love this Asian chili crisp. It's like, it was very TikTok popular. Like, it's fried garlic, chili oil, and you can like literally put it on everything from like eggs to veggies to rice, whatever. And on it, on the label, is a warning, and it's like Prop 65, which is some random California law that you see, by the way, in parking lots. There'll be a sign that says, the chemicals in this parking lot could be harmful to the reproductive process and or to pregnant women, right? Because like, carbon monoxide or like the exhaust fumes, that I get. But my chili crisp, my delicious Asian chili crisp, that can be harmful to women's reproductive. I was like, babe, we literally cannot eat this anymore, and we love it, so we make it at home now, homemade. And now we're going to put a different warning on it.
Even things that are harmful, they need to do away with the warnings. I'm sorry. I know that cigarettes are bad for me. When I go to Montreal and I want a cigarette, I don't want to see on the pack some sick child or some woman's lung. Or do you know what I'm talking about? In Canada, they have like these.
That's everywhere. Europe, I think it's everywhere but America.
Everywhere but America. I don't need to see it. I don't need to, because it's not going to stop me from having that one cigarette that I'm desperately craving. Just one. It's certainly not going to stop the addict, the person who's addicted to cigarettes, from not smoking that pack. It's just an eyesore. I don't need to see it. I don't want to see it. I don't want to know that my tea wasn't pasteurized, because I don't know what the difference is between pasteurized and unpasteurized tea. I'm sure it goes through a process. It's fine. I wouldn't have seen it either way. Just sell me the goods. Just sell me the goods.
That's so true. I totally agree. And not to mention, people are smoking in Europe. And I worked in Canada for over a year, and they call them, first of all, they call cigarettes darts, which is sick. And dude, shout out my boy Gavin, who was my assistant on Turner and Hooch, who like every now and then I'd look at him because he smoked regularly. And by every now and then, I'd be like, every day, I'd be like, you want to go smoke a fucking dart, bro? And he would be like, oh, you want to spark a dart, brother? And we would just go smoke darts and eat craft service, and it was the life.
Unbelievable. God, I love it. I've said it once. I'll say it again. Smoking is cool.
Yes. Scream it.
It's cool. Things can be bad for you and cool, right? Like, I actually, this is an interesting thought. Like, the idea that something, like everything that's bad for you is cool, but to say that it's not cool is just lying, right? Like, cigarettes are terrible for you. Terrible.
Yes.
There's no way around it. Doesn't mean they're not cool. It doesn't mean they're not cool.
Yeah. I think, look, as much as I love my big, wonderful square life of like, taking a boat out on the lake and showing and being punctual and not indulging in, illicit substances, there is nothing like scoring a bag of bleep this heroin. No, I'm kidding. Well, okay, so my What Are You Nuts?
Wait, I need to go back. Do you have a boat?
No, but I find myself, now that I'm sober, I'm on a lot of boats. I feel like that should be like in 12 step. They should be like, listen, stay sober long enough. You're going to be on the water a lot.
I love the water. Love it.
I do too.
Boats are phenomenal.
Are you you can't do ocean though, right? That's nuts.
I love oceans. I love it.
I do too, but I find that people on boats on the ocean are always getting sick.
It's possible, but I do it. Like, we do it all the time. We're big ocean boat people, big time.
Really? You don't get sick?
No, I mean, I've gotten sick. Like, if you go out during like a very, very bumpy time, or if you have too small a boat. I just don't think you're ponying up for the big boat.
Wow, what a flex.
Obviously, if you're taking your dinghy into the deep seas, you're gonna get sick.
If you're feeling the swell, you're fucking broke. If you're feeling
sick,
bumps,
you don't get sick
get a
me
bigger
for my
boat.
200-foot yacht. No.
You're out there with like Larry Ellison. My What Are You Nuts is very simple, and it's something that really annoys me, and that's cutting people off. I find that when I'm telling a story, recently I was telling a story to one of my wife's family members, you know who you are, and she just has this thing, and I love her. She's the best, but I'll be like, so I'm taking Max to school, right? And she's like, right, kids in school, right? It never ends. I'm like, yeah. So I'm taking Max to school, and he goes upstairs, and they grow up so fast. I'm like, so he gets into his classroom, and I'm walking back to my car, and I see my phone ring, and it's his teacher. Teachers have your number now, right? It's crazy. So different. I'm like, shut up. You are messing with the rhythm of my story. What are you, nuts? Like, can you save? This isn't DVD extras. I didn't ask for you to like narrate my story. Shut up. What are you, nuts?
What are you, nuts? Couldn't agree more. It's the same way that people insert themselves into conversations. Like, if you're having a closed conversation, it was just with this person. I swear to God, if you were talking about farts, she would come out of nowhere and say, oh, I farted before. Leave us alone, lady. We're not talking to you. Leave us alone.
Yeah, leave you and your gas out of this.
Keep you and your gas out of this.
Should we go to a speak pipe?
Yes, we should. I love our speak pipes. They're always so unbelievably unhinged.
They are so unhinged. And just for anyone who only listens audio-wise, because I realize we don't always do a disclaimer, but go to speakpipe.com/goodguys, and you can leave us a question, something you want us to air on the show. It's always better when it's like a fun question looking for advice or something like this. And there's a good chance we will read it on the pod. So it'll be in the description of our YouTube channel. Here is from a young lady named Leah.
Hi, Josh and Ben. First of all, I just want to say I love the podcast. My favorite part of every podcast is any kind of food talk, and I feel like we need a little bit more of it in an upcoming episode. So I have to know for both of you, ideal Italian food spread. Let's go dinner. Can't wait to hear what you guys say. Love you. Bye.
Food talk. That's what she said. I thought she said dude talk. And I was like, what are you, nuts? Need more dude talk, food talk, Italian spread. Josh, you go first because you're always better than this. And if I go first, mine will look like shit. So
never.
You go first. You're good at romanticizing.
Oh my God, am I? Okay, so we're going to start with a tableside Caesar. No, I'm sorry. First, we're going to start with a bread basket to knock your effing socks off.
Where?
Okay? What do you mean?
Where are you eating? No, fine. Actually, we don't have to do that.
I'm creating this. So
Okay.
Okay, so I'm talking olive oil where you can taste the olive. Like, I'm talking about not benign olive oil that you get from the supermarket. This has been imported, and that deep-seated balsamic, it's almost as though they forgot it in the barrel. Like, they found a barrel in the back of the farm, and they were like, this has been aging twice as long. It's got to be right. Put it in the bottle. Give it to Josh. He'll eat it. So they put a little of that olive oil in a little bit of that balsamic, and then they come out with beautiful, fresh baked bread. Now, I love a pretzel roll. We know this, well documented, but that's for a steakhouse. It's not an Italian. I want like good Italian bread, beautiful, crusty. And this bread, it's going to be coming out hot throughout the dinner, right? Because I'm going to be mopping up tomato sauce with it, dressings, random things. gorgeous. So we're going to do that. Then we're going to do a couple apps for the table, right? We're going to do a fried calamari. Beautiful. We're going to do a high-end bruschetta offering with some nice, really good mozz and fresh tomatoes on there. And then because it's so damn popular, but it's so damn good, and we're going to do a burrata, and it's seasonal. We're going peaches. It's stone fruit season, baby. Let's get crazy with a little bit of that funky ass balsamic on it. So that's where we're going. Then as we move on, we're going to do a tableside Caesar because there's nothing I love more than tableside anything. Okay, I love dinner in the show. That's why I love Benahanas. And they're going to be, doctoring it up, doing the thing, anchovies, raw egg, boom, 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 fresh pecorino, fresh parmigiano. And then we're going to do a pasta course like they do in the old country. I want penne vodka. I want a cacio e pepe. I want a little linguine clams, whatever. Then there's going to be a meat course. We're going to go a cutlet, parmesan or not. Okay. Then we'll do some kind of meat dish, whatever, maybe sausage pep. I don't know. And then we're going to do rainbow cookies, cannolis, and profiteroles. Put that in the bank.
Holy smokes. I should have gone first. All right. I'm coming to your dinner. Maybe I'll add a couple of items, okay? Because you did that so well. It was beautiful. I love that you included the balsamic vinegar, the gorgeous vinegar with your olive oil, because I actually hate it when I go to a restaurant. They only give me olive oil. Where's the zip? Where's the zip? I need it. I need that acid running down my throat. What you missed, though, warm butter. I need some warm butter. I'm going to alternate between my nice Italian bread, a little olive oil, a little, balsamic vinegar, and that warm butter. Spread it on it. Personally, I like that. I also like when you go to an Italian restaurant and they have that like free little thing that comes with the bread. Maybe it's like a pickled veggie. Maybe it's, you know what I'm talking about? That's really good. Delicious.
Yeah.
If we're going down this is the most non-kosher meal we've ever had. We were already talking about calamari. We were talking about linguine with clams. I'm going to add a clams casino because clams casino is just, oof. A+. Breadcrumbs, garlic, cilantro, clams, casino. Hello. Gorgeous. You did your Caesar salad. I hope you told them to keep the anchovies to themselves or break them up and put them in the salad dressing. I just don't want to see them. It's just like the cigarettes in Canada. I don't want to see it. It's fine if it's there, but I don't want to know about it at all. Your meats were great. I need it to be chicken parm. The parm's really important. Penne vodka, so good, delicious. The meat, we're calling out a steak. I want it medium rare. It's going to be delicious. And I love the fact you threw in profiteroles. Just what an unbelievable dessert. I'll throw in a tiramisu on the house. We'll get the check. Give me a little strawberry candy like your grandma used to put in your pocket when you left her house on the way out the door. Shout out Carbone. And all of a sudden, we've had the meal of a lifetime. Thank you for that speak pipe, because honestly, I'm hungry. I'm horny. I have all the feels.
Is that our new podcast, Hungry and Horny?
Maybe. They're probably right. Hungry and Horny. It's got to be. But we're making merch, Hungry and Horny.
Hungry and Horny. Yeah, I like that.
Cool.
Hungry and all horned up. Okay. Our next one is from Anonymous.
Hi, good guys. My name is Lauren, and might I just say I am obsessed with you both. L'chaim, cheers to you guys. Thank you for constantly bringing me and my family so much happiness. Growing up in the Jewish community and not having a ton of people to talk to and just look up to in social media, just having you guys now has changed everything, and can't thank you enough, but let's get into it. Ben, specifically wanted to ask you how you make sure to network at every event that you're at, and really how you connect with people. As Ben saw for the celebrity, I just need to know. And as someone who's in my late 20s and just trying to grow my network and expand in my career, would just love to hear from you on how you are such a top networker and really connect with your crowd. So thank you guys so much. I love you guys, and I hope this gets played.
I'm noticing a trend of female Jews listening to the podcast. Am I nuts?
I think that you're right. I think that some female Jews do listen. Excellent question. How do I network so well? I'll use the Yiddish word occasionally, a bit of a schnurrer, just if you don't shoot your shot will never score. So I shoot my shot, and I like to think I'm a good conversationalist. I like to think that I listen to people. I think that's key. You said that earlier, Josh, and what are you nuts that you hate? I hate people that lack self-awareness. And I think that I'm a self-aware person, and I know where maybe my opinion is valued or where it isn't, or where I could peek my head in or where I can't. But I appreciate the kind words. I'm happy that we played that speak pipe, but I don't know. I think it's just a personality thing. You, Josh, you're a great networker.
Well, I'm glad someone said it, because Anonymous surely didn't.
You played the speak pipe. You picked it.
I know. I get too many flowers. I want you to get your due, Ben, because you are the greatest. The MTA has approved an increase in the New York City subway and bus fares to $2.90 by the end of August, up from $2.75. Ben, thoughts? I've never seen him more upset, guys.
The subways are disgusting. This is my problem, right? The taxis are disgusting. This is my problem. With fare increases needs to be a better product, right? It's not a problem. Nobody would argue over an extra 15 cents if you got on the train. It was beautiful. It was air conditioned. You weren't scared. The seats were cushioned. It's a horrendous experience that you deal with because it gets you from A to B faster, right? No question. I understand why you take the subway. I totally get it. But it's a terrible, terrible experience. In the summer in particular, I can't even imagine, I don't know the statistics, the amount of people that just pass out on hot trains. Like when homeless people are peeing, you smell the pee. It's so hot. It's disgusting. So with fare increases, I think you should put a little bit of the money into making the subways a little bit nicer. Like if you look at trains from these old movies where it looks so gorgeous and glam, our subways are fucking gross. Gross. So I'm angry about it because they're just going to use it to line their pockets when they should be taking that 15 cents per person and using it to improve the experience. Josh?
I say preach, baby. I know how you feel. I know, listen, you are a passionate king and you love your New York City. I'm a big fan of the subway. I think there's no other way to get around the city. I think any other form of transportation is a truly, what are you nuts? I grew up in New York City taking the crosstown bus to school at 11. A lot of people think my mother should have been locked up with Child Protective Services for that. But shout out, Barb, we did what we had to do. I used to take the subway to the last stop on the F train in Jamaica, Queens, to go visit my friend Louie. We would smoke blunts in his backyard. It was a nice time. I was allergic to his Pomeranians. I digress. How many Pomeranians does one kid need? Yeah, they have like 6. That being said, I'm not totally convinced on how you keep the subway clean. And I will say, it's not New York's issue because San Francisco, like any major city, the transportation isn't gorgeous. It's a cultural problem. Go to Japan, these trains are whisper quiet. People stay quiet. They mind their business. They keep their eyes forward. No one is putting on a show and asking for money. No one's getting in fights. There's no, you know what I mean? Like, it's culture. It's a cultural thing that I don't see I don't see New York nor any major city being better about their mass transit situation.
You know what would be cool? It's a little crazy. But you know how you can walk into these like new Amazon stores and just like pick up a bottle of water and they charge your Amazon account?
Yeah.
Imagine if the subway was $1 or $1.50. You walk onto the subway, and depending on how you behaved was how much money you needed to pay. So if you took a piss on the subway, it's $50.
Yes.
If you took a dump, it's $2.50. If you tried to pretend to shoot someone, it's, you know what I mean? Like there are parking tickets, there are speeding violations. Why aren't there violations for conduct on mass transportation? Because I completely agree with you. The problem is the people, and the people, I do think that this is a little bit of an excuse though that the city and state can then use, but if they made improvements, we would probably fuck it up. So that's probably why they don't want to make improvements, because if they put in a beautiful plush carpet and velour seats, we'd take a dump on it and they couldn't clean it.
I couldn't agree with you more. New York City's screwed. So's LA. And we couldn't be happier to live in these cities.
Love
so what
them.
are we nuts?
It's beautiful. It's beautiful. I love it here. A+.
A+, like this podcast. Rate, review, subscribe, tell a friend, write a review. It means the world to us. And we love you.
We love you. We love you.
Keep coming back. Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Amazon, all the things.
Everywhere. Listen to us everywhere.